Well, hello there. Hope you're doing well. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're back with a new pick a card reading, which this one's all going to be about messages from the universe that you are meant to be hearing right now at this moment. This could be relative to topics which are very general. It may be very more precise to the opposite. It really depends. I'm very excited to see what kind of messages I'm going to be channeling today for you. And yeah. Just a reminder to like the video if you enjoy its content and to subscribe so you don't miss out when your boy posts new videos like so. And with that out of the way, well, let's get to it. So we got 4 different piles in front of us, and I'm gonna task you with choosing your pile now, intuitively, based off your intuition. What is the pile, what is the crystal that calls out to you the most? You may notice that we got 4 times the same crystal. They're all clear quartz, so it's more gonna be about the shape of it rather than just its species, if we can say it this way. So here we're gonna have group 1. Yep. Here we're gonna have group 2. Here we're gonna have the third group with, guess what, clear quartz. And here we're gonna have the fourth group. So yeah, take your time, pause the video if you need it. Take your time to choose intuitively your pile, for this is the one which is gonna have the messages that you need to hear at this moment from our DA universe. And yeah, I'm gonna see you at your pile. Hey group 1, hope you're feeling well, hope you're doing amazing. Hope you're excited about the message that we're gonna get here today. Really excited about what kind of thing we're gonna be channeling here. And yeah, if you chose pile 1 with this piece of clear quartz, that's gonna be your reading. So let's jump in. Okay, my group 1s, we're gonna start with the tarot. I'm gonna show them to you one by one. No, while we're at it. So we got the 5 of Cups, got the Tower card here, then we got the Moon, 9 of Pentacles, and an Ant, which is major arcana which is added in this deck. It's not, I mean, yeah, you find this card only in this deck. It's not a traditional major arcana. Okay. That's curious. Oh, they all fit on camera. That's amazing. I definitely do feel that, I was about to say lately, but it's not necessarily the right term, is that you've been walking with a little bit of a heartache, I feel. Like, the 5 of Cups is generally the emotion of grieving, something you've been walking with. It could have been a recent situation, it may have been something that you've been feeling lately, as I was about to say at the beginning, or it may be just something that is much more older. Maybe something that you've been working with for perhaps a long time. I'm hearing it may be something that you've actually made part of your identity for some. This kind of old thing, which comes with some sense of powerlessness. In the case of those that really do feel that this kind of grieving, this kind of, it really feels like slow, sluggish, a little sad energy, honestly. Those of you who are feeling right now that this is not recent, this is definitely something that, yeah, you've been carrying around, and, well, it's not adding to the best version of you. You're aware of that, but you've been feeling very powerless to that, I feel. Yeah, not fun times, definitely. And something that is recent is that either recent or that you already know is about to happen is like a fracture. Like literally in this card, like you see how the figure is just splitting in half, getting destroyed, literally, something falling to its knees. For most of it happened. For some, for a few select of you, This is timeless, and and it's a general reading. It's something that you already know is about to happen. Definitely not something that is unknown, and it's definitely something that is making you feel very insecure about that. It's as in you've been walking in this energy which makes you feel vulnerable, that really gets you into your feelings, and now comes this thing and you're like, my god, I can't cope with it. The Tower card generally depicts a situation which is unexpected and does not go as planned. A shock, something breaks, something that we trusted just goes away in an abrupt manner, in an unexpected manner, and generally in a manner that we would not be that we would not anticipate and not necessarily feel like is going in our best interest. That's what the Tower card is about. So now you know what we're talking about here in your case. And I definitely do feel that you already being in your feelings when that thing happened, or is about to happen again, but I'm gonna say happened for the wide majority of you, it really put you in a very, what would be the word? In a situation where you felt like you couldn't cope with it, honestly. Like a situation that was very, very uncomfortable, definitely. Because with those added feelings, you just felt overwhelmed, I feel. Something that was very overwhelming. And that triggered a period of, I'm sensing emptiness. Yeah, the moon card, to me, the moon card deals with our emotions, with our inner world, with our subconscious as well. So definitely a kind of much more kind of hermit kind of energy, as in we're choosing to spend more time by ourselves, spend time with our emotions, try to understand our emotions, to navigate them. I really do feel like you've just closed down in some way because you had the emotions, you had this event, and you're like, I can't deal with that anymore. And well, yeah, it really does feel like hurt, and I'm sorry about that if that's what you've been going through. But I'm really sensing that, the fact it's coming in this reading is really reminding me, it's like this is a necessary step of your journey. And I know it sounds cliche for some of you are like, gosh, I know I've been told that I don't know how many times. Except that's true. Except for it's true. It's in your dreams, you know what kind of person you're meant to be on this planet. In your dreams, you know what excites you. When you're imagining the best version of yourself, the one that you feel very excited about becoming and being, the one that almost makes you feel insecure within your own imagination. Well, you're meant to be this person. That's why you're having this dream. No one else is having that kind of dream. But you won't get there with these emotions. These emotions are really, I'm sensing they're really dealing with a kind of identity. There's a need for identity shift here. It's like you cannot become this best version of yourself with this identity. This is incompatible. These emotions need to be resolved, and you've been postponing them for the longest time because you felt like you couldn't really deal with that for whatever reason. Everyone's story is different, but I really do feel that, you postponed these emotions for the longest time because you just didn't feel like you could do anything out of it. So it was like, I just felt powerless of my emotions, so I'm just gonna keep on feeling them, I guess. And now with the Tower card, we're having the intervention of the universe. It's like these emotions, which we've been stuck on for the longest time, we're getting help, external help. The world is rearranging itself to help us process these emotions, and it takes the shape of something that feels very uncomfortable, that we don't like in the Tower card, but it's very much about that thing, which is like the physical manifestation of such emotions, which is pushing us guiding us into this moment of self-reflection to really process what happened, because in processing what happened physically, we're better understanding why we've been feeling this way all along, realizing that, oh my god, that thing that just happened, it's literally a physical manifestation of what I've been feeling all along. So it's really universe's way of helping you process such emotions. Yeah, I'm feeling it's definitely not the most comfortable thing, but that's definitely needed at this point in time. And here we have the two last cards, which, if you look at it, like just color-wise, it's complete. It's like a break, a shift. Here we're in black and white, except the Tower card, which is like very charged in energy. It's like pure chaos, and the colors reflect that as well. It's like this red yellowish ball. But besides that point, it's like it's all black and white. It's all like colorless. It feels lifeless, as if we're feeling lethargic. And here, the colors are back. You know, I really do feel that sure, this moment is not the most comfortable, but it's really needed for the sake of you getting that, because more than just getting back to a sense of comfort, which may be the thing that you're looking forward to the most at this moment, the real deal is about the emotions you've been carrying, which really like sucks all the fun and the life out of your experience, I'm feeling like. And just getting back to a state where we're back in it. These two cards, which are much more colorful, you know. The Nine of Pentacles is generally associated with abundance, a wish coming true, but also with independence, as in the energy I'm getting here is very much like you standing on your throne, being proud of yourself and being content within yourself, not needing anyone else, not needing anything else outside of yourself in order to feel good. Just feeling good within yourself, just feeling content within yourself, feeling on top of it, feeling like you're on the throne of your kingdom, which is where you're meant to be. So that's where you're moving. I'm hearing like being the main character of your own story. Well, you are the main character of your own story, but do you realize that? Well, you're going there, definitely. And Anand, it's definitely feel like to me like, well, the first message is definitely be like a cycle is closing and another one is opening. I generally do feel that the situation has been going on for a while for the majority of you, and it's going to be a huge sigh of relief once you feel that the cycle is finally closing or finally moving on to something new. So cycle closing, other opening, better one opening, and just a sense of feeling whole and complete. I feel like it just feels like a sense of homecoming, honestly, like with the baby with the umbilical cord, which just happens to be a snake protecting it, circling around it. I really do feel that, yes, it feels very challenging, but the priceless thing that you're getting out of it is that it's just you sitting on your own throne, realizing that you don't need anything else but yourself to live your own best life. And finally having this sense of homecoming, feeling complete and fulfilled within oneself. And that is priceless. This is the kind of thing that people spend their entire lives looking for. So that's beautiful, although challenging, but the challenge is well worth it. That's what I'm hearing. So the message from the universe is very much, you know what's going on, this you're very much aware of. Now we're telling you this, so now you're aware of why it's happening. Keep going, you got this. You know why you're doing this. It's not just to mess you up, you know that. It's for the sake of you ascending into the best version of yourself. So enjoy the ride as much as you can. But by the time you get there, you'll realize that this was absolutely necessary and well worth it. Wow, so yeah, very interesting messages. Here I got some other oracle cards to dive in more specifically into other messages. Do we see them on camera? There we go. Well, screw the tarot cards. Triumph of Lies, New Moon in Libra, Waxing Crescent Moon, and Conqueror of Wands. Well, Triumph of Lies, I definitely feel that what you're dealing with, this Five of Cups definitely deals with illusions, past experiences which have led you into believing, oh, that's how things are done, and there's nothing I can do about it. Oh, that's just this way, I've been treated this. I'm not even in the frame of the camera, there we go. It's like, oh, I've been treated this way, oh, I've experienced this, I've experienced that, things went this way, and so I assumed, very understandably so, that this is how the world goes. This is how the world goes round, this is how things are, and it's not in my best interest, and there's nothing I can do about it. That's an illusion. It's understandable that you feel right, you feel that it's valid, it's right, but it's not true. And that's what you're realizing. It's sure, its experience is completely valid. That's why you're feeling these emotions actually in the first place. It's completely valid. You're awakening to the fact that yes, you experienced this, yes, it sucked, but it doesn't mean anything about the world. The world is so much more infinite and bigger that it includes your experience, but it's not only about your experience. So that's a very specific message, but it really the kind of breakthrough energy is like realizing, oh my god, it was a lie all along. It's not just about convincing yourself that the world is different, it's just doing your healing journey, which is very much what you're feeling called to do right now with the moon card that we had earlier, and naturally realizing that, yeah, it's completely valid, but it's not true. The suffering is not true, it's an illusion. You're not meant to be in suffering. That's what I'm getting at. And then we have a new romantic cycle begins, have faith in your dreams, conqueror of wands. I definitely feel that this is very much the kind of energy that you're stepping in. It very much feels like a humble energy. As in, a new romantic cycle begins. It's definitely a romance, kind of romance you've never experienced between you and you. Like realizing that the best boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever that you're ever going to be living with is yourself, the person you were born with and gonna spend your entire life with. And yeah, like romanticizing your life. And it feels very humble at first, I feel, because this is definitely not something you've been used to, considering your life this way. But you're definitely, yeah, developing this life of, okay, I am the main character of my life, so what do I do now? And just starting to explore, trying things out, romanticizing one's life, and yeah, developing a new sense of self, I feel like. And I genuinely feel like very, very quickly, you're gonna realize that you have a lot more dreams, many dreams and passions, which are quickly coming back online. I definitely feel like with the Nine of Pentacles, because sure, Nine of Pentacles deals with independence, and you know, sitting in one's throne, but it also deals with the abundance. It's like in the card, the cat, it has all the coins, it has the birds, the mouse, aka its food, you know, like it has plenty, it has all it needs. So I'm definitely feeling like you're opening up again to your heart, and you're starting to honor again the zeal of life that is within you. So it's beautiful. That is beautiful, although it's a little bit of an empty period right now with the tarot cards that we had, because of this emotion, because of this illusion that we're breaking out of. There's a reason why this is happening. That's definitely the main message from the universe. It's, you know what's currently happening, we're telling you what's gonna happen. Now that you see, you understand that this is necessary. So make the most out of it. Make the most out of this experience, because you're breaking through your limitations, the things which are going to raise your frequency the most at this moment. And you're definitely gonna feel, yeah, a new kind of perception of life. So that is very interesting, very amazing, honestly, especially because you deserve it all, you know what? After all these years, all this time, for some of you maybe more recent, but still, you deserve all of that. So yeah, I wish you the best with whatever is going on. You got this, keep going. And I promise you, you're going to be enjoying this sooner than you realize it. I don't feel like you're going to be spending years on that. Definitely, if you found this video, this shift that we're having from the 3 first star cards to the 2 last ones, from these illusions to this renewal of the spark of life within you, well before the end of the year, definitely. Yeah, that's all I have for you, Group 1. I wish you the best. Hope you're doing amazing. Write down in the comments if it resonated. I'd love to read about it. And yeah, till next time. Bye. Hey, Group 2. Hope you're doing amazing. Hope you're doing well. You're feeling good. Hope you're excited about this message. All that you need to hear right now on behalf of the universe. So if you chose pile 2, if you chose this beautiful piece of clear quartz, that's going to be your reading. So let's get to it. Okay, let's get to it. So let's begin with the tarot cards. So we got a little focus, there we go, the Knight of Wands. Then we got the 8 of Wands, 4 of Swords, the Hermit card, and the King of Wands. Okay. So straight off the bat, we got a lot of wands. We got 3 cards on out of 5, which belong to the Suit of Wands, which all deals with fire, passion, action, drive, movement. I definitely feel that you, in your life, are, or at least currently are, here with the Knight of Wands and the 8 of Wands. You're quite in the perspective of going through life out of passion, out of excitement. You're someone who's doing a lot currently, who's following a lot of projects, a lot of exciting things, who's doing a lot, moving at great pace. The 8 of Wands is a card that indicates great pace, a lot of speed, a lot of movement, a lot of action, a lot of good news. It's a lot of positivity, honestly. I really genuinely feel that you're quite content with your life currently. You're quite happy. And yeah, the Knight of Wands is really the one which is bold, passionate, action-oriented, forward-going. Very good, positive energies. Very, yeah, very optimistic, very exciting stuff going on. I really genuinely do feel like, you know, like overall, you're good. You're doing amazing. You're very happy about that. Yet, the Knight of Wands, to me, readers feel also that, you know, it's a little sometimes frenetic, as in it's doing a lot. And this kind of, I'm picking up on you, from you, like a kind of frenetic energies. Like, yes, it's exciting. Yes, there's a lot to do. Yes, there's a lot of fun to be had. You don't take that much time to rest, though, which is not bad. It's not good. It's just is a thing. You don't mind it. I feel that it's not. It's definitely not something that you're upset about. But the reason to why you're here today, the universe is indicating me, is because, well, you identify as a knight, but you want to be a king, and that's the main thing. It's like, we compare these 2 cards. You're very much in this energy. What's the difference between the knight and the king in the wand suit? Well, the knight is very action oriented, very passionate, very excited, a little careless sometimes. Like, if you just look at the armor of this knight, well, it's not protecting the woman on the picture all that much, you know. It's not the most protected, but it doesn't matter. For as long as it's fun, for as long as it's very forward going, it just charges in the melee with the shield. Doesn't even have a sword. You know, that's not a sword actually that she's holding in the card. So it's very like brute force, but it's very exciting. It's exciting, very fun, very happy. On another hand, we got the king, which is much more, I'd say, mature, much more accomplished kind of energy. It's the leader, it's the one that rallies, it's the one that unites, very creative, just like the knight, very excited and passionate, but there's much more, yeah, much more, I would say, mature energies in terms of leadership, of inspiring crowds to follow their footsteps, I'd say. And I definitely feel that this is what's been on your mind lately. It's like, sure, life is fun, life is amazing, but deep down there's a feeling that's starting to gnaw, starting to get gnawing at me, which is telling me that there's more. I feel like an island. I want to be a freaking king or a queen, depend, whatever, whatever your case may be. But definitely, like, I know I can be more. I know there's still more. I just feel that, as fun as it is, there's more. Or more precisely, there's a little something missing, I feel. Because the Four of Swords is definitely a very still card, a very peaceful but still card, which comes very much clashing with the Eight of Wands, which is all about the opposite, movement. It's very speedy. It's a card of speed, of movement, which is like the antithesis of the Four of Swords, which is extraordinarily still. And with this stillness in this card comes the peace as well. And then we got the Hermit here, which, fun thing, we don't really see, but yeah, the Hermit read is the card that depicts someone who is very much an introvert, exploring. They're much more interested in exploring their inner reality. That's why they covered, you know, they're not that much interested in what's outside, but very focused on what's inside. So much that they got a little, I don't know if we can see on the camera very well. There we go, a little better. There's like a gold orb attached to a necklace to this person, saying that what's the most precious to this person is actually within. It's close to their heart. It's not outside. And that's definitely not your kind of energy, just to put it out there, but it's definitely something that the universe is inviting you into. It's a specific message. It may not apply to everyone, but I generally do feel that, well, quite a substantial amount of you actually may have noticed lately that your life is starting to slow down a little. You're used to going at like 300 kilometers an hour all throughout your life. And a lot of you are starting to notice that things are slowing down. And that's why, because you're feeling, you praying and wondering and getting curious about what is my next step. I just feel that there's something more within me. You have called for this energy, the Four of Swords and the Hermit card, which is all about what's gonna take you from jumping from the Knight all the way to the King is within. That's why this emotion that you're feeling, that's indicating you that there's something more, that there's a king out there to become, or a queen to become, is so deep and is within you. It's not outside of you. It's not something, I'm feeling like, yes, there may be people who are inspiring you to look for this version of you that you're becoming, but the main motivation is internal. It's within. You're feeling that the more time passes and the more you're starting to feel like something is missing, that there could be so much more still, and that the answer is within you. And yeah, I'm hearing that more precisely, like what's gonna take you to get to the Knight all the way to the King, the Queen, is definitely about shifting an identity. Like a big thing. I just feel like you already have, especially if you're feeling like this excitement about becoming this new version of you, much more, which feels much more empowered, which feels much more like a leader, an inspiring, charismatic leader. It's because you definitely have all those qualities within you, but you're not expressing them right now at the moment. You're not expressing them all that much at the moment. And I generally feel like what's going on is that there's an incompatibility between these two versions of you relative to your identities, who you believe to be. Let me just sip on a little water. Yeah, I generally feel like this moment of stillness and of inner exploration is definitely an invitation to look within, as in, you know you are meant to be this. Why are you still there? Why are you keeping yourself there? Just being honest with yourself. It's like, you want this. Yeah, you want this because you're meant for it. But you're keeping yourself there. Is it because of fear? Is it because of this? Is it because of that? You're very much attached to the identity of a more immature version of yourself, much more immature than what you actually are. But yeah, it's almost like an adolescent. I would use the metaphor of an adolescent which is about to turn an adult, but they're still in their mind pretending to be a kid. That's a little what I'm picking up right now. I'm gonna pull out some oracle cards that I prepared on the side. We have compassion. Adjustments are required. What do you need to release? Oh, we can't see them. They're outside of the frame. Yoop. That's gonna be better. Well, screw the tarot cards. We got believing the impossible, as well as Queen of My World. Well, it's very much on brand, you know. This one's very much on brand. Like the king, the queen. It's very much the kind of energy you're moving towards. This is definitely the kind of energy that you are reintegrating. It's definitely the kind of energy that you have within, and that you are now starting to become more and more aware as time passes, that you long to express it, to be it. It's within you. You just want to express it, to allow yourself to be it. But that's the key word, to allow yourself to be it. It's not something you're finding outside. The universe is very clear on this one. Your key to being the king, the queen of your world is not seeking outside. It's very much in the Four of Swords and the Hermit. Four of Swords, which is all about stillness, and the Hermit card, which is all about inward exploration. Like if you look at this card, on this figure, there is nothing outside besides the drawing of the sun. Sure, on the card, outside of the main figure, you can just barely see a little bit of grass, but that's it. There are no distractions because everything is within the person, and that's very much what you're being invited to do. That's the strong message from the universe. It's like all this shit that you want. The good news is, well, you don't have to find anything outside of yourself. There is nothing to be learning, because all these things you already have within. So that's something to be aware. I do feel that some of you may not be all that used to doing this kind of inward exploration. That may definitely not be the case of everyone here, but that may feel a little new to some of you. But with the other cards, well, I feel like we have more information about what is it that you're exploring within. My voice is a little fried, sorry, apologies on that. Compassion adjustments are required. What you need to realize. I feel like this is something that you're actually aware of, that you've just been postponing your entire life, honestly. So just something that you've not really been looking into. Adjustments are required. What do you need to release? It's like this thing from the knight to the king, from the knight to the queen. This attachment to a more immature version of yourself is definitely due to something you haven't let go of, that you've been carrying around this whole time, that I feel you're very much aware of. It's just not something that you're thinking of all the time, and not something that you want to think about all the time, because more often than not you're just like, well, that's not necessarily the funniest, so why would I think about it? But it's in the thing that you're not really wanting and committing to looking at, that you have the key to becoming this version of yourself that you actually goddamn want to be. So adjustments are definitely required in order to feel this inner itch, this inner sense of void, which is becoming more and more obvious within you. There's definitely something that needs to be adjusted in the form of releasing an old story, an old belief about who you supposedly are, which you aren't. Something that you are convinced that you are, that you actually aren't. You're pretending to be much younger than you actually are, quote unquote. It's not actually, I don't think it's about that, but it's more about an experience that led us to identify as immature, whenever actually that's not necessarily true nor the case. We just happened to be comfortable at the time, but now we're grown up and you realize we want to be the leader. We want to be the person who inspires others into following our steps. And now it's this old identity that we picked upon all this time ago, well, it's not really serving us anymore in that case. I'm almost believing the impossible. I have two messages with this one. First of all, that you're a big dreamer and that you love chasing your goals and making things happen that make you dream. But I mean, that makes sense since we had the Knight of Wands, the Eight of Wands. They're definitely someone who loves to follow their excitement, their passion. So I'm not all that surprised that you're someone who loves to believe in the impossible. Another message is that definitely this situation you haven't let go of, it's definitely something you have not touched so far because you believe that it was not possible for the situation to be seen from another angle. As in, oh, it just happened. I can't do anything about it, so let me just deny it. That kind of story. Believing the impossible is almost like indicating me that, yeah, you've never really considered that this story, this belief you've been telling yourself all along could actually not be true. That it's not something you dared to think about, but actually the identity may be completely made up. So yeah, being open to seeing things from a different angle. And I'm definitely sensing that compassion. I genuinely feel that oh, I'm getting more specific messages now. Compassion, well, it's screaming out to me healing, this card, as in having compassion for oneself, having compassion for yourself. It's definitely indicating me that which you have not let go of is definitely some kind of wound that expresses itself as pain. Although I'm feeling like most of you may not have dug into it enough. You're the kind of person who would flee, who would just seek out fun stuff happening outside of yourself rather than just questioning why sometimes out of nowhere we feel a little uneasy. But again, that may not be the case of everyone, but I do feel that, yeah, it's a little awkward it feels awkward to some of you. But it's definitely something that is calling for healing, as in we got hurt. I have a very specific example that may resonate with some of you, but I wouldn't argue that it would resonate with everyone. But it almost feels like someone who's been humiliated by, who has felt humiliated by adult figures when they were young, and so they took on, for the sake of avoiding this cycle, avoiding this stuff to happen again, they would just pretend to be kids as a form of submission so as to not let that repeat. And well, that worked out back then, but today it's like, but you're not I mean, that was just a pretend game for the sake of getting out of an easy situation back then, but there's no need to pretend anymore. But for the sake of you dropping the pretend game, you have to first see why you picked it up in the first place. And that's where the compassion and the healing comes in. I'm definitely something of that kind happening, as in you being attached to an quote-unquote immature version of yourself because it helped you get out of a rut a long time ago. And today you're just realizing that, yeah, it's understandable, but at the same time now we're feeling blocked relative to achieving our most expressed potential. And it all resides within going inward and seeing why we started pretending this. And the reason may be that we got hurt along the way. Yeah, everyone's story is going to be different on this one. The example I gave was just a very specific example that could resonate with a few of you, but it's definitely not going to be the story of everybody. But that's the kind of cycle I'm picking up on. Precise enough, I'd say. But yeah, definitely something being hurt back then and us coping with such hurt and such situation by pretending to be immature to keep us, a little safer or a little more comfortable in that situation, in that regards. Yeah. But definitely, like, your answer resides here. It resides within. You're not gonna find your key to your next level, so to speak, outside of you. It's like it's all within your control. It's all within you. It just takes the courage to dive in and to see why we've been playing this game all along, which is not bad, which is not good. It just is. There's nothing wrong with it. But today, since we're starting to yearn for something deeper, now we're feeling called to dive in. So yeah, I hope it helps. Tell me down in the comment, write down in the comments if it resonated. I'd be so curious to know if it did. It was quite a relative specific message from the universe, but I really do hope it was helpful. So let me know down in the comments. And yeah, I wish you all the best. I wish you to keep on having fun. Make out some time for yourself. Love yourself. And enjoy becoming who you're meant to be. And yeah, that's what I have for you. And I wish you all the best. Until then, have a nice one. Hey, Group 3. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're feeling fantastic. If you chose this beautiful piece of clay quartz, that's going to be your reading. So stick around. We're diving right in. Okay, my Group 3s, let's get into it. So we're going to start with the tarot cards. And we have the Seven of Cups. Then the Seven of Pentacles, another 7, interesting. Page of Cups, more cups. Temperance, and the King of Pentacles. Well, that's very interesting. Well, straight off the bat, the fact we got 2 sevens, in numerology 7s deal with spirituality and yeah, a deeper state, a deeper awareness of our existence. And I just feel like you're right now in your life going through a cycle which has the energy of the 7 in numerology, which is yet again with spirituality finding a deeper meaning to why we are here, a deeper meaning to our daily lives. I hope it makes sense. Yeah, another interesting thing is we got 2 cards which are about cups, and we got 2 with the pentacles, which is funny because like both the specific cards that we have in both of these suits feel like they're very much clashing with one another. It's like they feel very incoherent next to one another, I'd say, which is definitely interesting. So let's get to it. I definitely feel like right now you are, well, let's start with the Seven of Pentacles. Actually, you are definitely someone who's been working a lot in these recent years to get yourself to a state which feels like success in terms of material, financial. I'd put it as success in the physical, whatever your definition of success might be. I definitely do feel like, sure, it could always be much better, but you definitely today have reached a sense of success when it comes to the material. And today is definitely the kind of feeling I get that you are in from this card, at least. Yeah, you definitely are in a state where you're more taking your time right now to just look back and see everything you have done to bring you to this state where you feel very successful, very good about what you did, why you did it in terms of the physical. The Seven of Pentacles deals a lot with also like investments, long-term success and long-term investments, long-term stability and abundance, these kind of things. Like I'm definitely getting a very grounded kind of energy from you. Someone who's worked a lot to get themselves to a place of physical success, according to one's definition of success in regards to the material. So this could obviously be relative to finances, career, business, all of them, you know, whatever, possessions, whatever it is in your case. Definitely got yourself there. And you're more right now, at least in a phase where you are like just taking the time to see everything that has flourished thanks to your work, and taking a little bit of a break. You could be on vacations at the moment where you get to see this video, could totally be a thing. But definitely I feel you more in an energy of being in a break and just contemplating all that you have done so far. Doesn't mean that you won't get back to it, but right now you're in this kind of a break energy. And that's where we get the Seven of Cups, which comes through, which is very eerie, which is very very elusive, which deals with imagination, with dreams. You know, it's very smoky. Like this card is very smoky, and we see many different things. It's the realm of imagination, it's the realm of ideas, it's the realm of everything but the physical, so to speak. And I definitely do feel that there's this energy which is very unsettling you, actually. You know, one might say that it's pretty fun to dream and to have all of these ideas, because there are definitely a lot of ideas, as in from each cup springs a new image, all to make up for this beautiful sandcastle within our dreams, you know. But it's definitely something that I feel like you're not really happy about. It's something you catch yourself daydreaming, and you're not all that happy about it, because I generally do feel like you're seeing it as procrastination, like as something which is moving in the opposite direction of productivity, I'd say. I definitely do feel like you're not all that happy with this energy. You could be, but the majority of you don't feel like it. It's not something that you're used to, and it's not something that you enjoy catching yourself in when you're just daydreaming instead of doing what you agreed to do, let's say. And that's where the tension starts. That I was saying that again, we got 2 cups cards, which are both very dreamy and anything but grounded and physical. And then we got the 7 of Pentacles and the Kingdom of Pentacles, which to the opposite are very grounded and physical. And I feel a lot of tension between these two worlds, as in you are here, but this is almost out of control. You're just catching yourself over and over and over again, daydreaming about stuff, and you're not so much happy about it. And also sometimes you catch yourself in the state of the Page of Cups. Like the Page of Cups is the card that deals with innocence, childhood dreams. It's very naive, it's very pure, very imaginative, very sensitive, also very dreamy. But yeah, very childlike in essence. And that's what indicates me, like when we have this 7 of Pentacles sandwiched between these two very dreamy, childlike cards, that's really where I feel the tension, as in there's definitely something that the universe and your heart are meaning to communicate with you. It's something that you are resisting with passion. Let's see. Let me just sip on a little water. I'm definitely sensing that, yeah, it's like you've been dedicating yourself. Oh, okay, I get it. I got you. Okay. You've been working a lot to get through this place, and you're proud of yourself on that one, to have achieved this sense of success. And since you have taken this little break to realize everything you have made, it has unlocked a new door within you. It's like, oh my god, but what if now that I have this success, this safety, this stability, and I keep on doing these long-term investments to keep on this stability even for the years to come. It's like you're almost realizing that although it's been the focus of yours for a very, very, very long time, we could be talking years, today you desire something else, and that's upsetting you because of the very reason to why you set yourself on this quest in the first place. I'm feeling like I genuinely do feel that your heart has been longing for something more exciting for a long time. This path that you've been following, which is like, the message is very much reminding me of one of my previous videos. I don't remember which one exactly, but I had a similar message in a previous video. It could be coming from this part on this previous video, but it feels like you've been actively seeking out this path of stability, of abundance, of success, but not necessarily out of excitement or passion just because you needed to do it. Because perhaps back then you were not feeling easy relative to these topics, and so you set yourself on this quest. But today that you have achieved what you wanted, now you're realizing, yeah, but all this thing, I like it, I enjoy it, but that's not the entirety of what I want. I actually want more. And your heart has been longing for it, and it's really triggering you, I'm sensing. And the universe is backing this up, and that's triggering you even more. As in, you've set yourself on these quests, but the reason to why you set yourself on this quest perhaps was not the most aligned way. Now you're realizing back then when you decided to do this, it was completely aligned. But today you're realizing that there's what, bumping the camera, that there's more to the story. There's more to why you decided to do that, actually. That I almost feel like this quest, as much as it has benefited you, it also started as a runaway from a fear of yours. You did this because you were afraid of perhaps lacking, perhaps not having enough. Hence you working so hard on building all of this material safety for yourself, and abundance and success and whatnot. But then comes the thing of, well, yeah, but I'd like to have fun, actually. Like these two cards, the 7 and the Page of Cups, they really deal with childhood dreams. Like, sure, you've done everything you wanted to do, but what about our dreams? And and that is the point that is triggering you, because I feel like you set yourself up on this quest because you felt like you could not achieve them. And now that you have achieved it, they're coming back round. And that's really putting you in front, head to head, in front of the fear that you were fleeing, in front of the very reason to why you set yourself up on this journey. And that is creating a lot of discomfort. Here we got the Temperance and the King of Pentacles, because I generally feel like the tension which is coming from the Cups versus the Pentacles, from this eeriness, these heart desires, these very naive, childlike desires, versus the groundedness and the abundance, the empire you've been building for yourself, is really creating a strong dissonance within you. And the Temperance card is really coming in as the universe saying you're meant to have both. You are not meant to be living life 1/7 without the other 7. You're not meant to be living life with all of the abundance without the excitement of your childhood dreams. And you're not meant to live your life with your childhood dreams without all of the abundance, the material abundance that you've been building up for yourself. I really do feel like you were so far in the perspective of, I can only have one or the other. And the universe is coming saying, you're not meant to have one or the other. You're meant to have one and the other. The universe is a place of end unless you don't want it. And that's really, I feel, uncomfortable in the sense that it's triggering you into seeing why you were all along believing that you could only have one and not the other. But what the universe is really showing me is that currently you are strongly being guided into learning this lesson, confronting your emotions and realizing that no, you're actually meant to have both. The King of Pentacles is definitely, I see, like the version of you, your future self, to put it straight, like the version of you that you are currently becoming. And well, the King of Pentacles is definitely the card which is like the most prosperous in tarot, the most prosperous card. It's very prosperous, it's abundant, it's generous, it's kind as well, it's protective, it's providing. It's the king who's fending for and providing for his entire kingdom, and who's happy, who has built this entire empire, you know. It's like a self-accomplished kind of energy. But in this case, to me, it really does feel like this version of yourself, this future self that we're picking up on, is very successful, but even more than what you could have ever believed was possible, because this version of you that you're becoming is not only successful in the material, but they're actually content and fulfilled emotionally as well. And that's a big thing for you, I'm feeling. It's like, it's not just about having all of these physical things, it's also about feeling happy, genuinely. Not having to run away from anything. Just being happy and excited, following your dreams. So that's definitely something here. This like the main bulk of the reading is definitely like the flame hair card, which is really grabbing the attention. It's like temperance. It's the yin and the yang that we can see at the top of the card. I don't know if we can see it very well here with the glare a little better. Yeah, there we go. Here you can see it. It's like realizing that no, you're actually meant to have both. That's why you desire both in the first place. Here I got some more oracle cards to get more specific messages. Connect to heart. Oh, they're outside of the frame. Yep, there we go. Addicted, new moon eclipse, connect to heart. Well, this card is not the prettiest of the deck. I'm gonna give you that. But it's definitely, like with the chin, I'm definitely feeling like you have built such a beautiful empire for yourself, but you feel as beautiful and gorgeous as your empire, as thriving as your empire may seem, you feel like you're sitting alone on the throne. It's like you are the king, the queen of an empty queendom. And that feels, and you're realizing how sucky it feels, honestly. And I genuinely feel like it's really triggering these heavy emotions of yours, which are about like, why did you have to choose in the first place between your heart or your mind? You could have done this out of fear for survival at the beginning when talking about the Seven of Pentacles, why setting yourself up for this chase of success and abundance. But yeah, now that you have reached a state in which you are feeling good, it's definitely bringing you back to the original intention of why you did it. It's like, okay, you have it, but why did you have to choose? Why did you have to flee? What were you fleeing? What is the belief behind it? I really do feel like we're talking about a childhood experience, as in, my entire life I've been living this way, and so I assume that the only way to fend for myself is to be what I've done, to be doing what I've done. It's like, sure, you did it, and now what? Well, you realize that yes, you have what you wanted, but you're still feeling empty. And the message here is really about connect to heart, as in, you are meant to have both. And that's the beautiful realization that you're opening yourself up to. It's connect to heart. It's like, when you connect to heart, you're gonna realize that following your dreams is not made to the detriment of your safety, your security, your kingdom. Your kingdom will only benefit from it, actually. So yeah, this is a very personal journey, a very personal story for every viewer, everyone who's gonna be watching this group. Every group 3-er is gonna have a very unique story around this topic of why they did what they did, why they chose to embark on to live their life this way in the first place. But for everyone, I genuinely do feel that right now, like, the time has come where the universe is really pushing you to reconnect with your heart and to look at yourself in the mirror and really take the time of realizing, why have you gone through life with your heart closed? Why did you keep it closed in the first place all along? And that it's time to open it, open your heart, not just a little, but all the way. Open your heart, really bring peace to these harsh emotions I'm feeling with this card, of why we had to choose between our heart and our mind in the first place, and really coming back in a sense of harmony. This is really the blessing which is coming your way, honestly. And this will only benefit you. Expect powerful change. It's like, between the King of Pentacles and just this card, I'm feeling like this lesson right now, you don't understand most of these cards that we have here, because you're very much focused on this emotion. It's like this energy feels like the only thing you've ever known. And so it feels like, how could all of this be even possible? And the blessing is very much you starting to crack open to this. Because this, boop the camera again. The blessing very much, the blessing after having this realization and this heart opening and this moment of healing for ourselves, compassion and healing, is really expect powerful change. It's like, well, your entire life now needs and will change inevitably, because now you have a new understanding, a new perception, and a new understanding of life. And that's a very, very positive omen. But I'm definitely sensing that spirits are not being more specific with what kind of changes you can expect, because right now you definitely don't feel like you would connect and believe that it's even possible. I'm hearing that's mostly the reason to why we're not getting more information on what kind of powerful change we would be having. Yeah, we haven't had many oracle cards, but I feel like there's no need right now, because all of these gifts and all of these epiphanies, they're gonna really open you to a completely new layer of life, will make sense by the time you've come to peace with yourself, by the time that you have realized that, yeah, you don't have to choose. You can go with your heart and know that you're gonna be safe, that you're taken care of. So yeah, whew. A little bit of heavy emotions going through this one, but definitely I feel like it's just time for it, honestly. You're just in a comfortable place in your life, so what better time than now to really take the time to go within and look at all of this to get to our next level. Yeah. Well, let me know down in the comments if it resonated. I'd love to read about it. And yeah, I wish you all the best. I really wish you to have your epiphanies and to start enjoying life even more. And yeah, till next time, I wish you the best. Bye. Group 4, you're up. Hi, hope you're doing fantastic. Hope you're having a great day. Hope you're excited about the messages. So far, the messages have been on point, so I'm very excited to dive into your reading. Features these beautiful clear quotes. That's gonna be your reading. So let's not waste any more time and let's dive right in. Okay, group 4, let's get to it, because we have a lot of cards to cover, many more than with the other groups. So let's start with the tarot. The tarot cards, we have here the Ten of Pentacles, love that. We have the Justice card. We have the Magician, whoa, that's cool. We got the Six of Wands, as well as the Nine of Wands and the Queen of Swords. Talking about many cards, let me see if they fit all. Yeah, we got them all within the frame. Okay, good. Let's get to it. We're gonna start with here the Ten of Pentacles. The Ten of Pentacles in tarot is a very positive omen. It's the state of financial success and prosperity. It's the state in which someone is when they are feeling physically and materially so stable and safe and reliable that they even start to focus outside of themselves. What about family? What about lineage? What about ancestry lines? Because their case is so well secured and safe, they focus outside. That might definitely be the kind of energy you find yourself into currently. But for those of you who don't necessarily identify with this being like your actual reality, if you're here on this video, you're definitely working towards that, and a message from Spirit is, well, that's right around the corner, because this whole reading is about you being in this to begin with. So if that's not the energy you feel yourself into, although I feel a lot of you feel yourself in this kind of energy, where you feel just financially so safe and sound, that's right around the corner. That's what I'm hearing from spirit, definitely. So that's so like basic. I want to say that this is not the focus of the reading. It's like, oh yeah, that's where we take things off, you know. So that's a fun way to look at it, but that's definitely what I'm getting here. And the thing which is fun about it is, and definitely gonna come back to it later, I think, is the justice card. Here I'm definitely sensing that this kind of thriving financial energy, this kind of thriving material energy, you feel like it's not something that was given to you. You generally feel like this is not something that was offered to you on a silver platter. It's definitely something that you had to fight to get. It's definitely something you worked your way up to. It's definitely something that, yeah, it generally feels like revenge over life. Honestly, I'm getting from this card here. Like, oh yeah, screw you, guess what? I created that against all odds. That's definitely the kind of energy I feel here, which is interesting, but I definitely feel that, yeah, you're very proud, and we got the Six of Wands, which is all about pride, you know. It's like you're very proud of yourself because seemingly against all odds, you achieved a state of financial and material wealth, stability, abundance, everything that you want. And you're very proud of yourself. This you definitely achieved through, as we can see, the Magician card. The Magician is the archetype you can see the infinity symbol is definitely the one which deals with manifestation, if that words resonate, if you're familiar with it. But it's definitely the card of skills, resourcefulness, someone who knows how to place intentions, follow along with it, just get what they want, and yeah, call in the magic so as to get what they want, really. And generally this card is depicted in most tarot decks. Here not so much, I can tell, but more often than not, it's the card of the Magician always depicts a symbolic representation of each of the four elements, each of the four suits in tarot, which is water, fire, air, and earth. With the infinity symbol, is very much like the card that uses everything, which is at the crossroad of everything. And that's, I definitely do feel that this is the kind of energy you've been embodying. Very resourceful, very skilled, very on top of it all, so as to get there. Here we got the Six of Wands, which deals with pride, with being proud of all of your achievements, being celebrated for it. Definitely, again, it's like in your life you've been in a state where you're very proud of yourself for everything that you have done, everything you've become, and you're being celebrated, you're being complimented, you're receiving compliments. Better English, I think, this way. Side note with the Queen of Pentacles, no, the Queen of Wands, still not, the Queen of Swords, there you go. The Queen of Swords and the Six of Wands, I definitely feel like there's something around your looks, as in you are quite happy on the way you look, the way you groom yourself. You're someone who pays a lot of attention to, when it comes to the way you look, and you've been getting a lot of compliments on that. It does not go unnoticed. That's the bottom line. It's like all of your achievements, all of your milestones, how you take care of yourself, and everything you have done for yourself, it does not go unnoticed. You're very proud of it. People are proud of you for that. You're celebrated. You're noticed. You're in the spotlight for that. And skipping this card just for a moment, then we got the Queen of Swords. There you go. there we have it, which to me really calls about like this kind of the energy of that girl across the room, that guy across the room, as in someone who really is on top of it, someone who's really on top of their life, who really gets to do everything they want to do, achieve everything they want to achieve, that's really leading their lives the way they wanted, who's very good in communication, who, yeah, just feel this energy of you're on top of your game, basically. It's like you got this, you're on top of it. And that's very much the kind of energy of like, yeah, you have everything. It feels this way, at least. I don't know what's going on in your life, but it looks darn good, you know. It's like you feel like you're this kind of person that people really look up to. It's like, oh my god, look at everything they have done, look at how they look. It's like, oh my god, that's so good, that's so perfect. They're so lucky, everything they set their mind out to do, it just happens. And they're such an amazing person. They constantly work on themselves to become a better version of themselves. They're so successful, material in the material sense, whatever success means to you. And they're so praised, they're so much so in the spotlight. And on top of that, that was not, I mean, it was not given to them. There was not born in a family that was like that. So it's really thanks to their hard work. It's like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, they're so good, oh my god, everything you want. And then boom, 9 of Wands. I'm gonna explain why it makes me laugh, but oh, 9 of Wands. It really does, like, this energy that I've been describing, it really feels like spirituality 101, when someone discovers about manifestation, just seeks out all of their dreams and manifests everything. For those who understand what I'm talking about, like someone who really discovers that they can do whatever they want to do, that have this realization. Let me just sip a little bit of water. There we go. And just goes after their dreams and just gets to achieve everything that they want to achieve. And they're so proud in their lives. They're just feeling so good about themselves, and people reflect it to them. But then spirituality continues and goes on, and we're met with the Knight of Wands. Your energy looks so good. I'm not gonna lie. And you don't need my confirmation to know that. It's like, even if you don't, that's not even true. I genuinely do feel that you're completely aware of that on top of it. It's like, you know that you got your games going on. You know, it's like, you know you're on top of it. And you know that people see it, you are aware of it. It's like, your life looks awesome, but it does not feel awesome. And that's definitely what I'm sensing. It's like, despite all of this, and that's definitely not something that people are necessarily seeing, although you are feeling very much, it's like, it looks very good, but whoop, booped the camera. It's like, it's very charged, it's very heavy energy. I'm not gonna lie, it's like, you have achieved all of that, and that is amazing. That, you know, it's like, it deserves celebration, which you've been doing. It's no problem on that. But it's like, comes at the end of the day, it's like, okay, you have achieved all of that, that's amazing. Why did you do that though? Because I wanted to do it, because there were my desires, because it was exciting. Yes, that's true, amazing. Why did you do that though? And then you might go, well, that's because I desired it. Yeah, but why did you desire it in the first place? That's where we come back to the sense of, oh yeah, it felt like revenge of life at the start. It's just like, it looks awesome because it is, but at heart it feels so heavy. It just feels like you had to prove something to yourself all along. And that really feels heavy in a way. The energy is a little similar to group 3, but not so much so. At the start it really felt like similar to group 3, but it's definitely not anymore. That's a little side note for if we have some viewers from the pile 3 coming here. It's like, the Knight of Wands is definitely the energy of, well, just taking the image, it's like, it's a wolf, but very defensive, stuck in a corner, bleeding. It's not the most comfortable situation. It's almost as if everything that's been going on deep down felt just like a battle. Like we had to prove something because we felt alone, because, oh yeah, I'm noticing, we even noticed like spears on the sides. It really throws me back to the Justice card. It just feels like we were taking revenge over life. As in, we've discovered we could do that. We've discovered that we were a magician, just like everyone else, but we realized it, and we really acted upon it to create all of these beautiful lives for ourselves. And now we're realizing, yeah, but why were we so obsessed with it in the first place? Because deep down, we really did feel like we had all odds stacked against us. It feels very, like, it's very kind of threatened kind of energy. And that's definitely not something that people around you pick up on. When people see you, they see this, they see that, they see this, they see that. It's like, oh my god, they got it all together. That thing only you know. And you've been denying it for the longest time. And yeah, it is very tense, very charged, very heavy, kind of defensive energy. Like we have to fight for ourselves to survive against all odds. Which you might say, well, it's looking at the cards we got just above, it's like it's more than obvious that you're not surviving, you're thriving. But emotionally we're still in this place. And in fact, a fun thing I was realizing while we were reading is, when I said the magician generally is depicted with the 4 elements on the cards, because the magician is creating in a state of infinity, of harmony, in the flow of everythingness. So the magician incarnates almost the energy of the 4 suits. And here we got the pentacles, which is the earth element, which deals with the material world, the groundedness, the stability. We got the swords, which is the air element, which deals with communication, the intellect, the ideas, the vision. We got the wands, which is the fire element, which deals with the passion, with the action, with the excitement. But where are the cups? The cups are gone. The cups, which is the water element, which deals with emotions, intuition, fulfillment. Like, where are they in your reading? That's the striking thing. Is like, this reading is literally saying you got it, everything. You got everything, and yet we got the 9. We almost got like the 9 of I literally see like the 9 of Wands. The depiction of the wolf is literally feel like you got an amazing card, 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 you got an amazing card. In the middle, there's just a little wolf feeling very defensive, hiding in a corner. Like it's even visually, I find it appealing. As in, yes, there's all of this awesomeness, and then there's the little wolf wounded in a corner, very defensive. It's like the emotions have been cornered. And that is growing super heavy on you. I'm feeling it's like you have achieved everything you could dream of, and that's amazing that you have created it all. But now it's time, okay, it's time to see where are the cups gone. Where are they gone? I have some oracle cards. Yet again, we have many compared to the other groups. We have many cards. And to begin with, we have death. Oh, I love this card coming out for you, because that's definitely what you're needing. Not physical death, obviously. That's not what we're talking about. Dreams in a practical plan. Your loved ones are safe. Finding your true self, anger and chains. I'm not gonna have enough place here, will I? Well, screw the tarot cards, even if they got messy, that's fine. Yep. Don't know where to put it. There we go. Perfect. I'm definitely sensing you're up for a huge emotional release. Like, definitely, it's like you've been, so far you've been obsessed. I'm picking up on a very, very young energy. You could be very, very young or feel internally very, very young. But so you could not be all that technically biologically young anymore, but I'm picking up on a very young energy who's discovering life and realizing they can do everything with their life. That's really what I'm picking up on here. And yeah, it's like, sure, but now it's time to dive in. It's like, now it's time to, I want to say almost grow up, but not in the sense that you aren't right now, but more in the sense of it's time to become more mature towards yourself. It's time to meet yourself. We literally have the card here, hiding your true self. It's like you've been creating this beautiful life for yourself, but it's like, who is living it? Well, it's not really you. The 9 of Wands is definitely indicating me that you're not fulfilled with this life. Like, you've become obsessed with this idea of creating this perfect life, this perfect version of yourself. You have the perfect mindset because you've been working on your beliefs all along. You have your perfect schedule, your perfect routine. You have your perfect amount of abundance. You're perfect with your diet. You're perfect everywhere. You have everything under control, but you're very unfulfilled emotionally deep down. And you're very you're very much feeling, yeah, the Nine of Pentacles is like cornered. Emotions are being cornered here. Well, first message that we have before moving with the rest of the cards, you and your loved ones are safe. It's like you know intuitively, because I do feel that you're quite intuitive, although you may not have tapped into it all that much so far. And some of you might say, oh, I know I'm intuitive, I've been tapping into it a lot. You have no clue of how much intuitive you are. That's what I'm hearing from on behalf of the universe. Is like, know that you are safe, and your loved ones and all the people and everything that you care about is safe while you are transitioning. That's what I'm hearing. While you're going through this major growth spurt, while you are elevating to this new phase, as unsettling and scary as it may feel, just know that you're good. So allow yourself to feel. That's what I'm hearing. Some of you are resisting your emotions because you're scared that if you lose it, that everything's gonna fall to the floor. That's not true, and you know this. Allow yourself to move with it. What's going on is that you're really getting out of this grounded energy. Your dreams need a practical plan. You need to do, you need to think, you need to have under control. You need to take revenge of a life because it wasn't given to you. It's like very obsessively controlling kind of energy, and you've created a lot of beautiful things for yourself, no denial about that, but it's like that's not what you want anymore. Now what you want is to be genuinely happy and content within yourself. You're the kind of person who envies the people who you come across on social media, who just show their lives and you realize that they have nothing going on for them. They may be extremely poor or be in a miserable situation, and somehow they're so happy. This is the kind of people that you tend to be very envious of, I'm hearing. But this kind of happiness, you are now realizing, doesn't have anything to do with the tarot cards that we have behind, like everything they have created, because this kind of happiness is internal. And that's when we're diving into these cards, which are all, guess what, emotional. Anger in chains. Like the anger in chains and hiding your true self. I'm literally hearing that you haven't been honest with yourself, with the people around you, but that's not as much of a problem. I'm hearing it's much that you haven't been living your life authentically. Like you've been hiding who you truly are because of emotions, and now you have a lot of anger trapped within. Hence what I was picking up with the Justice card of like feeling like you are so proud of yourself because you took revenge over life. It's like you had your revenge. Why are you still feeling angry? Do you notice that the root goes beyond just this idea of having a revenge? Is like this anger that you're feeling is calling for your attention for a reason. It's time to go within. It's time to go within. Your answer is not outside. You've explored everything that is outside. You know, you got everything outside of you is under control. You're on top of it. No problem about that. What you're seeking is within. And yeah, I'm definitely sensing that this kind of cornered energy here. I'm gonna be straight with you. It really does feel like childhood trauma. Like someone who's grown up in an environment that was very, perhaps, oppressive, where there was lots of abuse, where there was a lot of toxicity, a lot of negativity, whatever form it took, because everyone has a very unique story, obviously. But this is something that you definitely never digested, that you trapped within yourself, that you chained. I mean, I'm indicating something that we can see with the glare, like you chained within yourself as anger, and you just went on with your life with the mission of proving them wrong, so to speak. And you did. There's no denial about that, but it's like, now that you did, do you realize that this anger is not going anywhere? Do you realize that it wasn't about proving them wrong, actually? It's like no amount of proving will make you feel better. Now the story is about having the compassion for yourself, going in, realizing that what you experienced was a little messed up, that it hurt you, and that you deserve happiness, you deserve to be loved. And this has nothing to do with whatever you created so far. Has nothing to do with how much on top of things you are. I'm pretty sure you're the kind of person who may feel like you have hollow relationships around you. Definitely. But the thing which is sure is you are not living your best life, definitely. Although it looks like it, it does not feel like it. You're feeling very unfulfilled with this beautiful life you've created for yourself. So it's very much about realizing that, hey, there are a lot of emotions within which are actually depicting a lot of truths about you, and that in denying all of these emotions, like all of this, like this card is very chaotic. Let's get to the point. It's like anger. It's very chaotic, a lot of energy. But with all of these emotions, you have all of these truths about yourself that are yet to be explored, yet to be owned, yet to be, owned. And with this card of death, I'm definitely sensing that it's really like the universe saying, hey, you've been feeling it coming, and we're just here to confirm it to you. It has begun. You are transforming. It's like you are entering this moment of your life where I feel like you're starting to struggle more and more with your, what you call mental health, which is just about your emotions right now. And the more time passes, the more you don't understand why everything in your life is going so well, but you can't feel good. It's the universe calling out to say, hey, you're not going crazy. It's just that the universe is helping you to do the work within. It's like, now it's time to actually be honest with yourself. Now it's time to see yourself in the mirror. Now it's time to realize that you are meant to be happy, that you deserve to be happy, and part of your happiness is within. It has nothing to do with what you have created so far. It's time to be your most authentic version. It's time to be happily you. And I just feel like you're up to discover so much about yourself that you did not even were aware of. So many new interests, so many new skills, so many new, a brand new version of you, honestly, with this death card. I really do see this death card as a very, very, very positive omen, as in a complete revolution of who you are for the absolute best. The version of you who's completely, genuinely happy within, who doesn't need to prove anything to anyone because they're just happy within. You know, I'm definitely feel that at heart, you're definitely not this kind of overachiever person that you've been displaying your whole life. You're much more intuitive and definitely much happier. So yeah, it's like an extraordinarily positive omen, but the universe is saying, hey, I know it feels a little rough, but the least you resist it, the better you're gonna be. And it's time. I'm hearing, I just keep hearing it on repeat. It's like, it's time for you to be who you were meant to be. And this will happen through you exploring who you are. This will happen through you exploring why you've been postponing these emotions all along, and what are these emotions about. So yeah, I'm very, very excited for you, because I genuinely feel like, well, you need it, obviously, but it's really tremendously going to transform your life for the absolute best. So I really wish you all the best with this beautiful transformation that you're going through. Trust me, it's going to be worth it. Let me know down in the comments if it resonated. I'd love to read your comments, to read your thoughts about it. And yeah, I wish you to enjoy the process of discovering oneself. I'm picking up a last minute message. It's like, I feel like some of you are like, why is it happening? Universe is saying you asked for it. You remember these nights where you were praying, universe, I wish to become the most authentic version of yourself? You prayed for it. You asked for it. The universe is saying, sure, here we come. So don't get mad at yourself. You asked for it. Now enjoy the process of self-discovery. Although it might obviously bring up emotions that we didn't want to look at so far. It's gonna be well worth it. That's what I'm hearing. So yeah, I wish you all the best. Let me know how it went down in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.